Y'all already know what time it is. It's time to let me cook. So after getting clapped by Invincible, catching the beatdown from his dad, and destroying Angstrom, my guy Mark finally decided to upgrade his attributes. Dog was in the hyperbolic time chamber putting in work. He's tired of all the L's. Like bro spent the entire last 2 seasons getting cooked. And bro, his name's supposed to be... While Mark's training, we find out that Dropkick and Fightmaster are stealing the Declaration of Independence. Dawg, that's gotta be worse than Seismic literally trying to steal Mount Rushmore. Like bro, you get nothing out of this. Niggas really be in this show moving like plankton. Like the fuck you trying to steal a burger for? Cecil sends Mark and my Gold Rexpo to stand on business, and we literally got Miguel Diaz from Cobra Kai stealing the Declaration of Independence. I see bro finally got tired of carrying those frauds at Miyagi though. So Dropkick kicks a guard, elbows the next, and kicks the last one over to Fightmaster. And bro, he hits the NPC with a pile driver. Straight from the Undertaker bag. Niggas out here performing pile drivers on solid concrete all over the Declaration of Independence. I've done seen it all. Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. He kicks the next 2, taking them out with ease. But then Mark and Rexpo pull up to run the fade. Can't lie, these 2 got some type of aura. If I was Dropkick and Fightmaster, I'd low-key be shook. So they start throwing hands. But we see that these niggas are beating up G League players. Like the skill-based matchmaking is broken. Rex isn't even paying attention and he's still cooking Dropkick. And of course we look over at Mark and he's holding back against Fightmaster. Then to make it all worse, these niggas aren't even thinking about the fight. Mid-squabble, Rex is just trying to help Mark get with Eve. And that's his ex. Rex blocks a kick, then kicks the Declaration of Independence out of Dropkick's hand. Then when he runs over to get it, Rex one pumps him. Rex is telling Mark to finish Fightmaster, and my dog is just flexy. He starts standing there just to show Fightmaster that he does no damage. Like the disrespect being shown here is at an all-time high. So Rex is like, whatever, I'm just gonna go pick up the Declaration. And the moment he turns his back, Multi-Paul shows up kicking Rex in his back. And Paul was on hots. He was heated. He was blaming Rex for Kate dying, which is the dumbest shit ever. Like how dumb is he?
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
During that fight, Rex literally caught a bullet to the head, lost his hand, and was fighting with a nub to survive. You don't get to disrespect my goat.
Fuck wrong with your ass, nigga? Ain't that taper fade weak as hell, nigga? What the fuck?
Paul pulls out the Shadow Clone Jutsu and proceeds to jump Rex. Rex drops the first one, blows up 2 more, but before my dog could even cook up, they start jumping him. And this is really Kate's fault if you ask me. Like, why are you not telling your brother or your team that you're still alive? I just don't understand. Mark decides to stop holding back, and then he kicks Fightmaster into a pole, giving my dog straight CTE. Now Paul is still putting the beats on Rex, and my guy is trying to tell him that he tried to save Kate, but Paul calls him a liar and continues beating him into pasta and spaghetti sauce. He's literally trying to body Rex. Like dog, what's wrong with you? Mark knocks over Paul and gives him a warning, but Paul stands on business and tries to gang up on Mark. So Mark does the craziest shit I've ever seen him do to another hero. He rips this nigga's skull from his vertebrae on some Mortal Kombat shit. Like this is the shit you do during fatalities. Then he takes the nigga head and smashes it into another clone. Like oh my gosh, I can't even show this scene. We already know when Mark starts losing it, bro literally becomes Omni-Man Jr. And not gonna lie, I love the aggressive side of Mark. Pause. I love the aggressive side of Mark way more than I like the passive side, especially for this situation, because Paul is tweaking. He hits one paw, sending him into the air, only for his body to drop and guts spilled everywhere. Then Mark starts going on a rampage, ripping apart paws, crushing their skulls, and knocking the jaw off their faces. Like I wish I could show y'all what he's doing, but this shit is too extreme. Like there are Paul clones with their remains on the bank, people's cars, and all. Mark is going dumb right now, completely eviscerating the Paul clones. But Kate shows up revealing that she's alive and that Immortal knew this entire time. And when Rex tells Paul that he literally almost bodied him for nothing, this psycho says I've bodied people for less.
Is this nigga serious?
Dog, if I was Rex, I would have took my right hand, pulled it back to my ass, and rocked this nigga. And yo, it gets worse. Paul was still out here trying to body Rex. It took Mark knocking the shit out of him to calm him down. Like dog, this nigga is crazy. So we look up, down, and then we bring it back around town because my dog is risen up Eve right now. Gotta say, I like her way better than Amber, especially season 1 Amber. Like bro, she was terrible. Eve agrees to date Mark, and y'all will never believe what he does next. He tells her about the other version of her, the one that literally exposed her feelings and told Mark to talk to Eve.
4 seconds! It took you 4 seconds to piss me off again!
Bro, why? Like bro, when it comes to dealing with women, this nigga Mark might be worse than Dexter. So while Mark and Eve were chatting, we found out that every hero has been adopted by Dark Seismic. And I just want y'all to see what Mark and Eve run into while trying to save the heroes.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Now with all the training Mark has done, you're probably thinking, oh, this is light work.
No.
We see that Mark is still getting cooked. bro might not ever beat the fraud allegations. Because why are you struggling with bugs? Like, I know they're supposed to be strong because they were born inside of Earth and all, but I just can't see Omni-Man, Anissa, or even a grown Oliver struggling with these bugs. Like, what was bro even training for at this point? So Mark tackles 2 of the bugs so Eve can rescue the others. But then Eve gets clapped and Mark gets distracted like Robbie from Cobra Kai. He tries to go after her but gets jumped on. And then we see that bro has an entire tooth stuck in his chest. Now, having super strength, he was able to break free, but the damage has already been done. And Dr. Seismic blows Mark away. I never thought Dr. Seismic would actually be a threat in season 3 of Invincible. I blame Mark for almost letting him get this win. Because how do you have all these feats, attributes, and badges and still lose? Bro, you have super speed. Just blitz everybody. Like, gang, stop holding back. Mark wakes up and sees that him and Eve are both trapped. Seismic was about to win, but he makes the mistake of asking heroes any last words.
No final quips before your deaths?
Eat your own dick!
Dog, this is why I love Rex Explode. Bro, so unhinged. Before Seismic could get the dub, Cecil launches his contingency plan, which includes Nightwing and Sinclair's bots saving them. And my dog Mark was not feeling this at all. They were literally saving the day and Mark was still on 10.
I've already bought the tickets.
What?
We're flying to Philadelphia.
Oh, hell no!
That's the
hell no! Whoa!
And I gotta say, I don't blame him, because both parties should be in jail if you ask me. Sinclair's bot frees Mark, but bro instantly takes him across the map and dismantles him. Gotta say, if Mark was on this timer earlier, they would have never had to show up. We see all of the heroes squabbling. Rex takes out 3 monsters, and Sinclair's bots takes out the spiders with ease. Every hero in sight is putting in work trying to take down the bugs. And this is where Seismic loses it. Bro sees that his plans are falling apart and starts tweaking out. He says if he's going down, everyone's going with him, acting like a true crash hole. But Darwin sneaks up and takes this nigga to the Shadow Realm. Now the fight's over, the bugs retreat and everyone's celebrating. But Mark is the only one who sees what's wrong with this picture. And when Darwin returns, he hit sticks the living shit out, bro. And then he's going off. Alright, who let this off-brand Batman in here? And why are these niggas free? They almost killed my homie.
Guilty.
Now everyone's instantly gaslighting Mark. Even Darwin himself had the nerve to gaslight, bro. Talking about some, I'm better now.
Shut your lame ass up.
This had Mark instantly pulling up on Cecil, and Cecil got his gaslighting badge on Hall of Fame. He brings up the fact that Mark bodied Angstrom, but bro, that's not the same thing. Angstrom tried to hurt Mark's mom and brother. He literally had a generational one-sided beef with this Mark, and he would not stop until all his loved ones were gone. How is this even remotely the same thing? And then Cecil walks Mark into the White Room and then tells him it's for his protection. And then he surrounds this nigga with Sinclair's bots. Cecil, you were cool and all that first, but as of right now, you was not gang. Alright, I'ma fool with you because you out here manipulating like Blueface with Krishan Rock. Now we get a piece of Cecil's backstory, and we learned that bro was in Mark's shoes before, but instead of just talking it out, he just upped the blitz. So we get back to the White Room, and Mark's confused. He's like, what do you need protection from me for? And as Mark tries to talk, this bot gets in the way. Then for no reason, Cecil tells Mark that he's a threat, and then he tells him that he's scaring him. If you scared, you should have stayed the fuck home. This bot makes the mistake of touching Mark's arm, had my dog looking back shocked. Then Mark loads up a left hook, taking his bot's entire jaw off. And now, it's go time. Mark grabs this one bot's arm, breaks it, and then puts the arm through the chest of the next. And then he punches straight through this one's head. Mark's crashing out right now, taking out all of Sinclair's bots. And watching this, you really see how much stronger Mark is. Because last season, Mark could barely take out one. Now he's rushing through dozens of them. He hits the last one with a punch so hard, all that was left of him was his legs. After Mark's finished the last one, he asked Cecil, is that all he's got? And bro, you're never supposed to say that. And it looked like I was right, because we look up and Mark is now surrounded by hundreds of bots. Now Mark tries to call ISO, but the bots and Cecil were sitting in a zone, and we find out that Cecil put a bomb inside of Mark's head.
You what?
Dog, I understand it now. I'm convinced all of this was just a setup so Cecil could power trip. Bro was rage baiting to set this up. Cecil tells Mark to leave, but as he tries, Cecil starts torturing him again. Like, bro, what more do you want? Mark heads over to the Guardians HQ, but Cecil doesn't want them involved. So he upgrades that chase down badge to Hall of Fame and tracks him down. So Mark finally makes it to the Guardians HQ. He starts explaining the situation, but then Cecil shows up. Cecil's telling Mark to come with him, but he doesn't want to. And everyone wants to hear what Mark's saying. But Cecil tells them this is not a democracy and that he wasn't asking Mark anything. Who bro think he is? Kim Jong-un? Bro might be a dictator for real. A true narcissist. He presses the button again, sounding off the bomb in Mark's head. And the Guardians were not messing with Cecil's shenanigans. Cecil's telling them to stand down, but the Guardians are not taking orders from this nigga anymore. So they start throwing down with Sinclair's bots. Mind you, the whole time Mark is on the floor in pain. So Rex decides he's gonna help his bro out and then throws a bomb at Cecil's remote. But that shit fails miserably miserably and Mark still being tortured. After doing some hacks, Rudy was able to turn off the amplifier in Mark's head. And with this happening, Mark decides to lock in. He starts destroying the bots in the most lethal ways imaginable. Had the entire team shook. Bro was out here moving like his pops. Mark finishes destroying the last bot, and dog, every time Mark gets mad and finishes a fight, it looks like a bloodbath. And speaking of bloodbaths, we gotta talk about Mark's brother Oliver. So later Mark gets a new suit and pulls up on the Mahler twins. Mind you, the Mahler twins aren't really all that bad. Just your average day supervillains that you beat up and fight next week. But bro, Oliver might be Omni-Man Jr. because the twins run up and oh, nah, Oliver ends up knocking his nigga's jaw loose. The other one grabs his leg and slams him twice, but that was the worst thing he could have done in that moment because Oliver is one of them YNs. We see Mark stop at the missile the twins sent down into space, and this explosion was so wide, it covered multiple countries. Like bro, I would hate to live in this universe. I would rather live in a Naruto verse as an NPC. So we come back to Oliver, and dog is speed blitzing through the twins' chest, and this actually unalives the twin. Like this kid is out here catching bodies like he's Stewie Griffin. And then we see the other twin begging for mercy, but Oliver tells him it's too late and gives him an uppercut, knocking off his entire head. Now I haven't read any Invincible comics, but something tells me Oliver is going to be a problem. Anyways, I want to thank y'all for all the support. If y'all want some more Invincible videos this month, just go ahead, comment down and let me know. And yeah man, with all that being said, I really do love y'all ugly ass niggas, and I hope I see y'all boys next video. G-Way or no way, peace.
We so proud of them, yeah. Did that shit again, yeah. I'm gon' proud of them, yeah. Can't go broke again, yeah. We got hella racks, yeah.
We so proud of them, yeah. Did that shit again.